Last time, our hero scaled the Snowtop village to defeat a deadly shadow troll, only to be confronted with another shadow troll taunting her from the adjacent cliff. Just as she set off to face this new foe, Ortho detected the more pressing issue of a suddenly imperiled shrine, demanding Kameo evacuate the village entirely to save the day elsewhere. So yeah, we're being railroaded away from progress, in favor of dealing with a premature elemental shrine assault. Which is kind of a cool idea, actually. Sorta is unexpected, and gives the trolls an illusion of being threatening. That illusion's not going to last long, but...
To let the elemental shrine be destroyed without a fight? Do whatever you can to take out those infernal catapults. There may be some ammunition that we can use near the shrine itself.
So yeah, like I said, pretty good idea, but very poorly implemented, if for no other reason than the fact that it's interrupting Snowtop Village, which is already a pain in the ass to get around in, and has way too much backtracking already. So, straight up throwing us out of Snowtop Village in favor of this. Really, really irritating. Thankfully, they left our horse idling right in front of the entrance, so getting there is going to be easy enough. I don't think I've mentioned before that the horse has a charge move if you pull the trigger. Eats up a little bit of its spirit, but we're going to want to have full spirit going into the entrance here, right in front of us. Because we can use the charge move to part the Green Sea. These guys don't stand a chance. We can still plow them down even without using spirit, but it's much, much easier with it. And that brings us to where our catapults are. And there's, of course, quite a few battles going on, which are of no concern to us. We gotta load these catapults. And we do that by moving these glowing balls up the ramps. So much sphere pushing. Unfortunately, all of these balls are amidst trolls and elves warring, which is inconvenient. But eventually, we can separate one from the herd, navigate it over to the ramp, and just load it real quick. Almost. This ought to do it. Oh shit. And if we load Major Ruin, the elves will eject us, and then we gotta climb back down the mountainside. And touching any of those tiny little streams of lava will instantly kill us. That part is actually kind of convenient because we don't lose anything from dying, and it teleports us back to the checkpoint that we hit when we reach the top. So that's vaguely merciful, at least. And it respawned this ammunition ball right in front of the catapult ramp, so an all-around win. That one went easy enough. We used Chilla to push the ball up the ramp because he's got the largest model out of any of the elemental warriors. And therefore, he can sort of push the ball up almost like a plunger. Unfortunately, when he's actually navigating the ball over to the ramp, he's got an atrocious turning radius. And you want to hit the shrine so bad, you bastard. But anyway, yeah, difficult to do that, so Kameo's a better choice for that. That's why I used her for the pearl pushing mini-game. Now that we got it nice and lined up, try this again. Just gotta sort of pinch it between the edge and the character, and most of the time it works, but sometimes it doesn't. So I'm gonna take a risk and use Major Ruin to get it in there. We would have launched him once again if the ball hadn't landed in there first. Two down, one to go. And in that little cutscene when they showed their other catapult exploding, It despawned all the trolls and elves that were guarding this ball. Which, once again, makes this very easy. They're going real easy on us this time. I have no complaints. Even at its worst, it's not difficult, it's just infuriating. And that ball was intensely compliant, giving us an easy victory. Q Farron.
I'm starting to see something of Solon's spirit in you after all. Come on, leave the stragglers to our troops and let's get back to the Snowtop village. Yeros is counting on us.
Orthos bringing up our dead father, who we just learned is not actually our father, just to lighten our mood in honor of our recent victory. And it despawned our horse, so it's a long walk back. I'll just cut right on back to good old Snowtop Village. And the last climb was kind of boring. This next one is much worse. Because it requires Flex, and Flex is my least favorite elemental warrior. Which isn't to say he's particularly bad. In combat he can be very powerful, but he's not terribly fun to use, and for platforming he's really a nightmare. We've seen that jump a billion times already. This is the way the cutscene was leading us before. Right through the crossfire of a deadly snow fight. Snowball fight. It actually dealt us a little bit of damage. So in order to use Flex's hookshot move, you have to pull both triggers, which right there is unnecessary. It should just be a right trigger move, I think, since we use it so often. And then you have to give the camera a second to recenter around you, and then you gotta wait for the Lick-a-Stem mouth to open. I don't like using Flex. And we didn't want to go that way anyway, we just wanted to double back and hit the shop real quick. Because we got enough coins for the last wallet.
Is there something in particular that you're looking for? One of our fine consumables, perhaps?
We already consumed all your consumables. We'll just take the money pouch. Holds 999 runes. Oh, and we can also see that Flex's alternate costume is the secret final item in the shop. And nothing in the game besides wallet upgrades costs more than 150 runes. So I don't know why we would ever need 999. But we're gonna get it, by God. So this part, we've seen those Lick-a-Stem plants for quite a while. Finally get to climb across them. Over to this distant new area. We hit a checkpoint, and we find a hidden sign. And it says the last one is near the Snow Temple. So, yeah, couldn't miss any of the hidden signs. Here's the avalanche. It's going to make this platforming segment even more intolerable. And we're outside of where it says the radius of the boulder is, but it hit us anyway. And it's just going to be this whole bunch of times. And this time we brought it on ourselves by standing on the target. And we can see more snowballs going by over there. But the next plant is behind us. I guess they're just trying to trick us. Thankfully this goes by pretty quick. That one rolls straight across the platform. And we've wasted enough time at this point. Can't go high enough to get there. So I'm just going to hide out in this alcove and wait for that boulder to go by. Wouldn't want to get hit again. As soon as I peek out, hits us. Who didn't see that coming? Probably didn't see that coming, though. Thankfully, we would hit a checkpoint on the previous platform. Not too much backtracking required there. So back where we were. And we can avoid the boulder just by hugging the wall. So, one more plant to hook shot over to. And we're there. Let's see what you have to say.
I'm surprised to see anyone else up this high. I got up here using the ice pots, but only certain creatures like ourselves can use them.
She's almost excited as I am about climbing up here. Into the next cave, where we can finally save the next elemental warrior and get the hell out of this place. Oh god, frost trolls. Those are pretty much the least fun enemy in the game to fight. We'll be seeing why very shortly. First, let's knock some acorns down. Kind of desperate for health, and as we know, the ice corns sometimes have elemental fruit.
Don't you know how dangerous it is to enter a place unprepared? If you want to defeat that troll, you'll have to snatch its shield.
Snatching its shield. That's going to require Flex. Flex is no fun to use anyway. Now that I've killed almost every ice corn, and still not gotten the elemental fruit that I was promised, might as well just deal with the troll.
Major ruin.
So what we have to do is wait for him to start attacking, that little whirlwind in front of his shield there. And then he's going to roll around. The best way to deal with him is Major Ruin, because he's brittle, because he's made of ice, and Major Ruin just shatters him really quickly. Unfortunately, his weird movement pattern makes him kind of hard to hit with Major Ruin. Here's what happens if we use the shot prematurely. And there's his attack. An extended ice beam. And he's completely immune from every side when he has this shield out. And he puts himself too close for us to use the shot attack because he's annoying. There we go. Gives us a good shot. And a clean shot from Major Ruin. Dealing with one isn't that bad. It's still pretty bad, but yeah, they're gonna throw groups of them at us later. So look forward to that. Now I'm finally gonna get the correct ice corn. That's not it. Nope. Very last one. That's it. Then we'll just head back to where the well is. And behind the well, I'm going to accidentally activate Major Ruin again, because the warrior wheel is kind of imprecise. And then we're going to use Ash to get another elemental fruit real quick-like. Now we can head over to the Shadow Troll. Yeah, we've seen this plenty of times. I wish I could skip it, but you can't skip any of the cutscenes in this game. And we just gotta wait for the light trolls to show themselves. There we go. Ah, and there's that blue ring that the other Shadow Troll hinted at but never actually used. That's why I wasn't too worried about not showing it off there. But there was no cutscene indicating that that's this troll's gimmick. There's this troll's gimmick. He splits into three. It's actually not a big deal, as we'll be seeing in the monochrome world. His clones are transparent. You can see it right there. Unfortunately, I had a transparent one lined up in front of the real one, so it absorbed the hit. And that's about the only time there's any use to those clone trolls. It's, once again, easier than the Bone Spear guys. Really seems like the Mountain Falls area should be the last area, not Snowtop Village. Because Snowtop Village isn't difficult, it's just annoying. Whereas Mountain Falls actually was difficult in a lot of places. Had the hardest Shadow Troll, had the hardest boss, and it had the hardest elemental shrine to defend. I'll just let this jerk crawl around wasting our time, making our light power run out. And using his expanding circles to knock our light out again. I only dodged that expanding circle by accident. And he's run off again. There he is, back in the corner. And he's done for. And the elemental sprite is not looking at us. Over here, buddy. There we go. He's a little snowman. There's 40 below, my second least favorite elemental warrior. This whole area unlocks my 3 least favorite elemental warriors. Fortunately, he's got Ice Breath, sort of the inverse of Ash's Fire Breath, which is pretty useful, I will admit. And when we're 40 below, we can see those ice chests. Here we go, they're intangible as Kameo, but as 40 below, they are tangible, and we can break them real easy, which is also nice. Don't have to use a bomb. I kind of like his Ice Breath move, which is why he's only my second least favorite after Flex.
Oh my, you have 40 below. Now you can use the ancient ice paths used by our people. But don't try walking on them as anything else. That'd just be stupid.
Yeah, it sure was stupid. Oh yeah, there's all the ice paths in the area. And be sure to remember where they all go, because it's pretty hard to determine it once that cutscene is over. You just gotta take your chances after that. And right now, I'm not even touching the control stick. Just sliding down automatically, and the sides have little bumpers to keep me from falling off, which is kind of nice. It drops us off in a little familiar area we've been to a few times. And there's an ice path if we turn around and climb back up the ice wall to the Sulphur Caverns, but we don't want to take that one. We want to go all the way back to the schoolhouse. Just climb back down this wall, and what the hell is happening? Another reason this area sucks. The wall climbing is glitchy, and there's way too much of it. One more floor to descend. We get to use the pool again. That takes us right to the schoolhouse. And the schoolhouse will take us right to the temple. And along the way, there's going to be elemental fruit to pick up, which is why this is the right path. The other one takes us to the temple, but it takes us around the elemental fruit that we want. So there's an easy one. And as you can imagine, this chest here also has an elemental fruit. And that sign tells us the Snow Temple is right over there. So let's turn around and see a big snow wall. Sure it's over there, sign? There. It's above the snow wall. They couldn't have angled that sign up or anything. And of course, we've got to do more flex platforming. Get a pointless unlockable. And here we can see that Flex can actually water stride across the water, which is a cool animation. Only him and Deep Blue can be in water at any point, which makes sense, they're the water elementals. Do a couple more hook shots. There we go, there's the last one. Take us to another pool for no reason. I guess I misspoke. There's the last one. And there's the Snow Temple right there. This time the arrow points in the right direction. Pretty cool entrance, but of course we know there's a hidden sign here. So we want to get that. And while we're over here, we saw that there's another ice path. So let's just take that, out of curiosity. And while we're doing this waste of time, we'll show off 40 Below's big move, the Wrecker. It's actually pretty useful, really, really powerful, but it's got such a long setup that I really don't like using it. And if we look at the minimap, we can see that we're completely off the minimap now. Which, in theory, would make this hidden, but in practice, not at all. So we just gotta head back to the Snow Temple, which is my favorite of the ranked segments in this entire game. It'll be the Eye of the Storm, in terms of quality, and we'll be seeing it next time. Look forward to that.